know it's always a big talk. Anytime they say anything about Kendrick dropping new content, possibly a new album, we don't know, a new video, there is some strong possibilities. But Absol is outside. Welcome back to Peapod Cove. I'm your host, P. If this is your first time here, like and subscribe. Hang out with me. The algorithm says we should be good together. Yeah, it sounds corny, but whatever. Let's keep it going. Well, I got a video here today from Fantastic Hip Hop. We do a lot of fantastic hip hop reactions here on the Cove, and he usually brings it. So Absol is outside, and he's the possibility too that there could be a Black Hippie reunion coming. Listen, I'm all down for that. I'm all down for that. I'm all down for that. But anyway, let's check out this video from Fantastic Hip Hop. Make sure y'all go over there, check him out. He make good content. Got a lot of stuff over there. A lot of stuff. Very informational, and they do their homework. So let's get it.
And going forward, we may have just gotten the biggest hint about the upcoming music he is going to release. As now, between some of the new plans that have come out that are showing us how long Kendrick Lamar is going to be staying active on this run for, to what one of the closest sources to Kendrick Lamar possible just did out of nowhere. Well, right now,
it's like some people thought he was just going to appear, write one little verse, and then disappear for 3 years, which is crazy that they talk about, because Kendrick has only taken one break in his life. You know what I'm saying? He's put out projects. It's just that he's not, let's just say he writes his own things, his own work. So it takes time when you actually put in the work. Let's just kill it there.
We are seeing potentially not just new Kendrick Lamar music being teased right before us, but even greater than that, Kendrick may be giving us one of the most anticipated projects in all of hip-hop. And now, before we go any further into this and what all this means, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And as we are almost at 100,000 subscribers, be sure to help.
Man, 100,000, make sure y'all go over there and give him a like and a follow. That 100,000, man, congrats, bro. Congrats.
Let's get there. So now, with that said, when it comes to the latest news about Kendrick Lamar, there is some very interesting stuff that's happening. And once again, when we speculate on Kendrick Lamar's plan as the top guy in hip-hop and everything he is doing in this time, what has been key to everything and what we are trying to find out more about is the song that Kendrick Lamar has tied into GNX, the Super Bowl, his entire tour, and this entire era for that matter. But of course, he has not released it with his snippet, which a lot of people are referring to as Tiramisu or Bodies. And now with this, well, after we were already speculating recently that based on the nature of this song and what Kendrick Lamar has done with this record in terms of playing parts of it, but never actually showing us the full thing.
You know what's crazy? If y'all remember, he also did that with Squabble Up. He had that first verse of Squabble Up at the end of, in the beginning of the Not Like Us video. And I'm thinking this is what he's doing with this song the same way he did with Squabble Up. And it's a fire verse, a couple of verses. And you know what? He also changed it at the Super Bowl. He changed up some things.
That from the lyrical mentions of Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Absol, that this track could be welcoming us back into an era where we are seeing the reunion of the four defining.
Could y'all imagine that? That would be... Yo, listen, Fantastic Hip Hop. Let me get my hopes up, but listen, if new Black Hippie, you know what? He has talked about Black Hippie a lot in the GNX album. So maybe the deluxe, he's gonna drop some collabs in the deluxe. You know, because when you really look at the first part of the GNX, it's just mostly upcoming artists, except for SZA. We all know who SZA is. And for me personally, I think maybe there were like 2 artists on there that I really knew before. A lot of these other guys, I never heard of them before, but I know who they are now. But man, this would be legendary right here. Listen, if he gets back with Black Hippie, you know they're going to go on a run. Like,
top dog entertainment MCs as Black Hippie. Well, with what just happened, We may have just gotten confirmation that this really is what this Kendrick Lamar song is gonna be, and that we are indeed about to hear Black Hippie together for the first time in about a decade very soon. As out of nowhere randomly in the middle of the day yesterday, none other than Absol shared the original trailer that Kendrick Lamar posted from his Finsta page right before GNX drop and quoted the opening lines from Kendrick. Only thing matter right now is living right now and I can't spare no feelings, and put ... at the end. And now with this, and especially with those 3 dots, which once again just makes this message all of the more cryptic and seems like it's alluding to something even more. Well, altogether, if Absol was maybe sharing this right after GNX dropped, we would not even have thought about it or looked any further. With Soul going back to this song snippet 5 months later and just posting it out of nowhere, I mean, come on. This has to mean something, especially when there were just rumors and conversations going around that this song wasn't just going to be dropping soon and that we were going to find out more about it, but that it was going to be a Black Hippie reunion altogether. And now when it comes to more news coming about this song and what it's actually going to end up being, well, things have not stopped there exactly, because what we are finding out is now at the end of the year and after the first leg of Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour is over, once again, if you are a Drake fan or if you're anywhere near OVO, you better get ready, because Kendrick Lamar is not stopping soon.
Hell no, he ain't stopping soon. Anybody go to the GNX tour yet? I'm supposed to be hitting Foxborough, possibly on the 12th. But if y'all hit the GNX concert already, let me know how it was down below. But fantastic hip hop is cooking right now. Listen, Absol, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, man, I'm ready for that.
And he is going to be headlining the massive Split Milk Festival. And what's eye-opening about this is that Kendrick Lamar isn't just going to be on the road by himself at this festival, but also right now who is joining Kendrick Lamar on a run of multiple dates is none other than Doechii, which is very exciting in of itself.
Could y'all imagine? Man, they about to go on a run for real.
But also Schoolboy Q. And now with this, I mean, we are seeing is this is a festival with multiple dates, and it will almost feel like a mini tour for 3 of the biggest rappers on and from TDE at the moment in Kendrick, and then also Doechii and Schoolboy Q. Dominic Fike is also going to be on this tour, which is also interesting to note because he has been affiliated with PG Lang. Well, what we are seeing here is that TDE is only getting closer after all the winning they have been doing. This very well could be prepping us for what will either be another TDE joint tour altogether in 2026, because if you do remember, they have done this with the championship tour. And really, if all these artists are all together at one, maybe that TDE album, which was being teased for the 20th anniversary, but that never ended up dropping, maybe because of all of the changes.
We need that. We need that. Oh, man. Listen, I think TDE is about to go on one of those legendary record label runs. And if you know what I'm talking about, don't know what I'm talking about, what I mean is Bad Boy had their run. You know, after Biggie passed, and there was like 5-6 years where it was nothing but Bad Boy records coming out. No Limit had their run. Young Money. You look at the whole Hot Boys, they had a run for a while. You know, Death Row had their run. Aftermath had their run, where it was like just boom, boom, boom. But TDE, PG Lang, they have never really had their run, you know, and I think this is what we finna see now, because there's a lot of good artists over there at TDE. You know, Doechii, Kendrick, what's the other guy named there? His name slips my mind right now. Vaughn, King Vaughn, Ray Vaughn. Don't kill me in the comments.
The label was going through with the development of Doechii and Ray Vaughn, and maybe even with the beef itself, maybe we are seeing the start of what is going to be the greatest label collaboration album of all time, because I really think it's fair to say that at this point, with how many successful artists there are and all of the noise and all of the momentum that they have. And now between these 2 points, before we speculate and try to unravel what all of this is really meaning, what we know at the very least and what we can say is that this relationship between Kendrick Lamar and specifically the Black Hippie members is only growing right now, and they are only going to be closer and closer together, considering where the actual roadmap of what they are doing is going next. But now, while most of this is only speculation and only seems like it could be leading to something or telling us that we should get used to seeing Kendrick stand next to MCs like Schoolboy Q again, or maybe even Doechii, what we are now now seeing with the Grand National Tour and the presentation and storytelling of the experience Kendrick is giving us. And again, and why I'm highlighting this, something that I think we are going to look back on and see that the clues were right in front of us in terms of the message that Kendrick is trying to give, is that Kendrick Lamar is curating and using special guests on this tour to enhance his vision and build a bigger world within places where it makes sense. And now, as Kendrick brought out Playboy Cardi in Atlanta, what we can take away from this is that when it comes to seeing big names join Kendrick here on the road, when there are venues and cities that make sense for Kendrick Lamar to team up with another artist at, we really may be on the verge of seeing more moments that feel just as natural and seamless as Kendrick and Cardi. And now specifically, what we could see that would finally give us more insight into this song, whatever other music Kendrick Lamar may be holding on to, would be at 3 shows that Kendrick Lamar is doing in his home city in SoFi Stadium. And now with this, at this show, no matter what, we should expect to see special guests and artists just come out and perform with Kendrick, because these are going to be the biggest shows on the tour in every sense of the word, both in terms of the place they are at and where this is for Kendrick and what this means. But really with this, beyond just the hype, when we see the way that Kendrick has used the special guests so far, it's clear that he wants to have the right artists in the right buildings, and specifically ones that make sense to the place that he is performing in. And when you think about this, when it comes to getting a Black Hippie reunion and beyond them being on stage together like we saw at the Pop Out, which in of itself already seeing them like that was one of the best moments we got during Kendrick's entire run. When you see what SoFi means and you also understand the type of person Kendrick Lamar is, and then again, just pick up the clue.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out who could he possibly bring in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Like, what artist would be a surprise? Maybe somebody from New York. I would love that because I used to live in the Bronx. But I know the Boston people may not, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm just wondering, I could see New York could be a lot of different people in New York. A lot of different people. But when he gets up to Boston, I wonder who that would be.
Clues together of this song, which is referencing them in their past, and even the Hard Part 6, which with the series of that song itself, it's always been a teaser to something else. And in that, Kendrick talks so much about his past and his relationship with Absol, Schoolboy Q, and J-Rock specifically. I think we can say that with all of that, we are finally getting close to figuring out why Kendrick is mentioning all of this and why they are alluding to a Black Hippie reunion. And really at this SoFi show, I don't just think that they're going to reunite and we'll see them all together, but seeing the way that Kendrick curated and brought Cardi out as a guest. And what I mean by that is, unlike most other artists, when they bring a special guest out, it didn't distract from the show or the tour, and it just meshed seamlessly into the rest of the experience that Kendrick was already curating. What I think is a possibility is that after the tiramisu snippet keeps getting cut off and ending in the abrupt spot that Kendrick does, even at the tour, that maybe there in one of these moments at the shows. Following Kendrick, we will then see the song continue with either Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, or Absol's parts, and they will finish the track and continue what they have to say for all of us to hear live right now.
That would be sick. That would be so sick right there. I could just imagine. I go body for body. Oh my God.
There in the moment. And again, adding more.
At least he could tell us the name of the song. Like, what's the name of the song? At least give us that. For all you know, like he said, it could have always been right in front of our eyes. We just missed it. But, man, give us a name.
Validity to this idea that this has all been a big story and that there is this Black Hippie reunion, which is going to eventually mean something and that it's going to give us more stuff. Is that when you think about the theme in this entire era for Kendrick being duality and this balance between different sides and forces, and there just always being two things in general, what I noticed, and once again showing how thought through everything Kendrick Lamar really is that when you look at the originally scheduled and planned dates for the Grand National Tour, the LA dates are pretty much as close as they can possibly be to the halfway.
Okay. Yeah, if I missed that Foxborough show, it's MIA after that. That means I got to hit the West Coast to get to, well, Pennsylvania, Hershey, Baltimore, but nah. If I had to go west, I either go Vegas or Los Angeles. Shit, might as well go Los Angeles. CJ, I'm going to come check you if I come to Los Angeles to see K-Dot.
Point of the tour, and I don't know. I know while some people would call it reaching, when we do have a storyteller and an artist who literally puts detail and thought into everything they do. Which again, he is the type of guy to make the whole plan around where he is going during the tour around something much bigger and more important narratively, because that's the type of guy he is. I mean, altogether, I would not be surprised if these dates are some sort of a turning point in the tour and Kendrick's journey, and no matter what this means. I mean, we have all seen the type of run that's already going on. It is definitely only going to be great. And so with all of this, at the very least, what we can see is that this idea of Kendrick and TDE working closer than ever and staying as close as possible is just becoming more and more of a reality. And from SZA to what we are seeing now with Doechii and Schoolboy Q with Split Milk, I mean, we are really seeing Kendrick and this entire label just plan more and more experiences to just solidify their impact and crown over the industry right now. When with this, it's impossible to not either think that this is all going to lead to something, whether it's another tour with the entire label eventually, which that would just be amazing, or again with Kendrick and Q planning a run like this, and with what Ab-Soul is saying, this Black Hippie reunion could very well be real. And with what Ab-Soul just did, I mean, when it comes to who Ab-Soul is, he is somebody who thinks through everything he says, and he is in that echelon of rappers in terms of how they just allude to anything. That if they're saying something, it is not a coincidence, and they don't do things without thinking about the other impacts of it. And so with this, I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows where exactly this is going to go, but I think we can see that even with the run we have already witnessed, we are super close to something huge happening again, and now we just have to wait and see what happens with this tour and everything else in the industry to find out what it actually is. And I mean, if any of this is going to lead to something and it will give us the music that we want to hear. And again, as Kendrick Lamar has been teasing this Tiramisu song, and each time he has been performing it, he is making it a bigger and bigger spectacle, but also as a result of this, a bigger and bigger mystery. I mean, whether this is the song that we are going to get and it's going to lead to the Black Hippie reunion like Ab-Soul has told us, or again, maybe it's something else that we just don't understand. And despite Kendrick Lamar wanting us to speculate about it so clearly, we are just not going to expect what it is until we actually hear it. Well, I think with all these small hints and just knowing that Kendrick Lamar's run is not ending anytime soon, sooner than later, we are going to find out what this song really means. And now what I could expect is that as we enter the summer and more artists are going to be dropping new music going forward, that right when the SoFi Stadium shows happen, they will get us ready for what's next. And it will really be a turning point of the tour. And I am sure that whatever goes down there will tell us everything that we are supposed to know about what Kendrick Lamar is actually going to be releasing. And so now with all this said, let me know. What do you think about all these hints that seem like they may be telling us that Kendrick Lamar and this Black Hippie reunion are happening? And now within this time where we just want this song and want to know what it all means, are you believing that this is going to lead to something that amazing? Or do you think we're looking too much into this? And now if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now if you...
We could see Kendrick and Black Hippie, if they were to actually do a reunion album, I'm assuming they got to have something coming out, some type of new music together. So it has to be an album. I don't see them doing one or two songs because Kendrick's about to go on a world tour pretty much. So it would make sense if they all joined him on the tour. You know what I mean? TDE is finna explode, you know, because when him and Doechii start, you know, really working together and putting things out, oh my God. Like the whole clique, man, they tight over there at TDE and they all got bars, you know, they can all stand on their own. You know, they don't need music to hide up the bars. Listen, TDE is finna be winning for a long time. Now, I don't know what the possibility that could be coming out, what's possible, but I could always guess. And if I had to guess, I would say it's another album. I'm thinking there's a deluxe album, part 2 to his album. And in part 2, I'm assuming Black Hippie's on some songs. They got some songs together. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm thinking they got some songs together. Maybe the album's not coming in, but I definitely think they got some songs together coming out on the second album, whatever it is. And once that comes out, I think these guys are going to join Kendrick on tour. I could see Doechii being on that second deluxe as well. And of course, you know, you're going to throw SZA in there. You know, you got to. But let me know what y'all think about the video. Leave me a comments down there if you went to the concert or you going to the concert. Let me know what city you were in and how was it. So I'm going to leave it right there at Peapod Cove. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. I'm out.